All right. Welcome to the Ray and Everything show where we talk about Ray and everything. Beautiful day here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's sunny, 73 degrees. What a day. All right, let me just cover some things really quick. I just want to cover some things really quick. So, we're going to talk about boxing. I'm going to talk about Ennis. This guy, Ennis, is coming up in the welterweight division. And he's calling out Spence. And I get it. You know, you want to call out the number one. You want to be, you're saying you're gonna wipe the floor with all the welterweights, and we'll see. I think he's a pretty good fighter. I've seen him fight. I only seen him fight one fight. I only seen a highlight of him fight one fight. He has the look. He has the look, but we got to see if he's. I'm pretty sure he's been through some stuff in the amateurs, but we got to see what he's really been through. So I get. Right now I'm making a video about him versus Spence. I think Spence should ignore him. And the reason why, I'm not saying Spence should duck him. I'm saying Spence should ignore him because what Spence is trying to do is unify. He's trying to unify all the titles. And Ennis don't have no title. He don't have a title. He needs to get a title in order to, be there, in order to really be in the conversation. I don't get why anybody is trying to big this guy up to go against Spence right now. Like, no. Let's get unification. Spence is looking for unification fights. I think most of the fans are looking for unification fights. I think that'd be great. As far as it goes with Ennis, maybe he should fight you guys. Or he should fight Josecito Lopez. Those are two fights that'll show if he's that good. If you're that good, fight one of these two dudes, and that'll put you in the rank of maybe the top 5, top 6, top 10. But right now, I don't understand why people even have him. Why do some of these boxing channels even have him like up there? Let's see him on a card. Maybe he can get on the Porter Spence card. Maybe he can, he'll, that's what I was saying. Maybe he can get on the Spence card. Maybe Ennis could get on. And maybe he can fight Ugas then. Ugas needs another fight. Ugas needs another. This guy needs a big fight. I think this would be good. Or Josecito Lopez. One of the two. Those are two tough fighters. It'd be a great range to see. Keith Thurman had a tough fight with him. He's a tough fighter. Maybe Ennis can fight him. And we'll see, really what he's made of, But he thinks, he should skip the line when a man's trying to unify and fight Spence. Like, oh yeah, Spence should just fight him, because if Spence beats him, then we're gonna be saying, well, why the hell did Spence fight somebody down there below Porter or Thurman? He'll get the fight with Thurman. We're looking to see the best fight the best right now. And it's you can get in that conversation when you fight one of the top 10 guys first. Like, fight one of the top 10 guys first. They made Spence had to fight Algieri. Spence had to fight who was that other guy? Leonard Bundu. Like, Spence had to fight a couple of fighters before he even got the shot with. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm traveling and this thing keeps freezing. So before Ennis gets to fight anyone else, well, before he gets to fight a champion, he needs to fight some of the top 10 fighters. And he can fight on one of their undercards. And if he really does well, then we can start bringing him into conversation. But let's not bring him into conversation too early. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve a shot. I'm saying that let's see him with another top 10 fighter. You know, he's not even the number one in Philly. Like, Danny Garcia is still the number one in Philly. He hasn't even beaten a Danny Garcia. Beat a Danny Garcia, and then we'll talk. But I want to try to pull him up. Oh, yeah, he keeps calling him out. So what? He keeps calling him out. So what? Call him out, call him out, call him out. Win these fights. Then call him out. Get yourself into the rank of the top 10 where I can say, yo. You know, Ennis, yeah, he should get that fight. Other than that, bro, I don't see it. Yeah, you looking the part. You got a good 1-2. You run around the ring. You do these little slick moves. But you fuck around getting there with Ugas or fuck around getting there with Josito Lopez. Josito Lopez might fuck around and knock you out trying all that slick move shit. Like, get into some dog fights first. I haven't seen him inside fight. Get into some dog fight first. And then start calling out champions. You know, I don't know. I don't get it. You know. You 10 fights in as a professional and you think you're supposed to get a title shot. Like, bro, I don't think so. And for these channels that's just helping him clout chase, cut it out. Let's be professionals. Talk about the big fights, the people who are in their 25 fights, at least 25 fights and up, undefeated, or 25 fights and up who have maybe 1 or 2 defeats. Like Sean Porter has 2 defeats, and he got 2 defeats versus 2 very good fighters. One was Kell Brook, and the other one was Keith Thurman. You can't be mad about those losses. Those are very good losses. I mean, they ain't have very good losses, but he lost to very good fighters. Ennis needs to try to get in with a Kell Brook down at 147 if Kell Brook gonna come down at 147. Josito Lopez at 147. Ugas at 147. Fight one of those 3. Those are 3 good fights for you, and they decent money fights. You win those, then I think you should get a title shot. Now, as far as it goes with the title, with the title shots, the fights with the title shots, the fights with the title shots. Pardon me, the police in Cobb County, they're coming, and I ain't trying to get banged up by Cobb County. The title shot fights. Now, as far as it goes with the title shot fights, Pacquiao's not fighting Spence. Pacquiao is not stupid. He's not gonna be in there 40 years old talking about, yo, he gonna fight Errol Spence Jr., a 29-year-old dude in his prime. Like, no. He might do a Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman moves around that ring. That he got a better chance with Keith. Whoa, it's going digital. It's like a 3-car accident. We got a better chance with Keith. But I think that's good. I think if Pacquiao fights Keith Thurman, right, and Spence fights Porter, right, that narrows down who holds belts. That'll give 2 belts. If Pacquiao wins, he'll have 2 belts. If Keith Thurman wins, he'll have those belts. He'll have 2 belts. And then if Spence wins, he'll have 2 belts. And they can go on, or if Porter wins, whatever, he'll have 2 belts. And then they can go on and have that small, have another fight between those, winners. And then that'll narrow it down to one person, and then we can take that one person who has the 3 belts, and put him up against Terrence Crawford in a mega fight, in a mega pay-per-view fight of the year or whatever, or fight of the century, because that's going to be a big fight, right? That sounds good. But all this Ennis and all that, and I think I should get the title shot. I'll walk through these guys. Well, if you walk through these guys, walk through them. But no, you shouldn't be able to skip past Josito Lopez, who's been in the game for a long time. He's taken some losses. He's a really good fighter. Or Ugas, who that loss that he took to Sean Porter. You know, that fight could have went either way. Sean Porter wasn't declared winner of that fight. So if I'm Ennis's management, or if he's under Showtime with, or if he's under Al Heyman, that's what he needs to be. That's the direction he needs to be going in. Because those are a good range to see whether you are up there with a Spence or a Sean Porter or a Keith Thurman. Because I think Ennis is nice, but I don't think he beats Keith Thurman. People are sleeping on Keith Thurman. And I definitely don't think he beats Spence. I haven't seen him in a dogfight. He's been fighting some okay fighters. He's running around doing all that show-off shit. But we got to see him in a fight versus dudes who just come to fight. Fuck the show-off shit. Back your ass down to a corner, walk your ass down, and beat you the fuck up. I haven't seen him walk anybody down and beat him up. I have seen him throw some body shots, come with a 1, 2, 3, and do some little pretty boy, showboat and shit. Yeah, he brings his feet. But we need to see him in a real fight. The cloud chasing is fine, but do it when you 15-0, 19-0. If you're 19-0, 20-0, I can say, yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for him to have a shot. But Spence didn't get that title shot until like his 23rd fight, and then he had knocked out the last 11 opponents. No decisions was out there. Ennis ain't fight nobody yet. He ain't fight nobody yet. Fight Jose. Fight Josito Lopez. Fight Ugas. Win against them. And then we'll see. And if you knock one of them out and beat one of them in a good fashion, it may be. But for these boxing channels to be putting up this dude before Errol Spence got that title shot, he had a whole ton of knockouts on YouTube. You go to Ennis YouTube page, it's not a ton of knockouts. You might see a couple of fights. A couple. It's not a ton of knockouts. It's not. You might see an interview. You might see him training with somebody. But you don't see a bunch of knockouts. Let's get him in there with a top 10 guy and see what he does. If he does well, then he gets closer to a title shot. But if he's running around, he hasn't fought a top 10 guy, he hasn't fought a big name yet, and he thinks he's gonna just run through, I don't know about that. He'll be fucked around and chewing off more than he could bite. And it'll be bad. Styles makes fights. Yeah, he should fight Josito Lopez. Because that's a tough fighter. That's a tough fighter. Osito Lopez is not a tune-up. That's a tough fighter. You know, they can get that, what is it, March? They can get that fight for June or July on the Spence Porter undercard. Josecito Lopez, Ennis, Spence Porter. I'm pretty sure Josecito would probably take the fight or would love to take the fight. I'm pretty sure Ennis would take the fight. You know, it'll be a good range fight for him. And we'll see how he'll do. We'll see how he'll do. Once again, ran everything. Boxing out.